Well, hello there everybody and welcome back. We are going to take a look at Heather's Choice smoked sockeye salmon chowder. If you watched my sort of unboxing of some of this, I was very excited to see this. I love chowder. Ration chowder can be hit or miss because of the fishiness. It's all about the fishiness. But thought I'd give this a choice. Heather's Choice, you know, I really hadn't done anything with them. I didn't really even know that they made rations, but they do. And they're made in Alaska and field tested in Alaska. So that's pretty cool. American made. You can find these on REI like all day long. So check them out. I think you should check them out. Well, hold on. Let's do the review first and see. All right, so nutritional facts. 590 calories, so that's pretty good for one pack. Look at the sodium, look at it. A lot of protein in there. So, you know, big cholesterol, buddy. Better, you know, be working out like me. I do think it's funny here. So 10 ounces of boiling water and they put the degrees. 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure it's exact. So I think that's funny. Let's sit for 20 minutes. That's a bit long, you know, for a lot of rations. Normally it's like 10, maybe 15, but they're 20, okay? And then add 1 minute for every 1,000 feet above sea level. So that's actually pretty cool that they point out there. Does have a measuring stick here if you want to use that for ounces. And here's our ingredients list. Very small. Look at this. I mean, literally smoked wild-caught Alaskan sockeye salmon. Then they give you what they put on it before smoking. Potatoes, coconut milk, which is interesting. Diced carrots, diced celery, dried dill, white pepper, cayenne pepper. So this isn't even using traditional cream or milk. It's using coconut milk. So that's kind of neat as well. There's a little story from Heather, I guess. I guess it is. It's gluten-free. So they're using tapioca flour, wasn't it? Well, they just say tapioca as a thickener. You can also use arrowroot powder. That's one of those ones when I was dating somebody that was doing the gluten-free thing. I wound up finding a good all-purpose flour and then arrowroot powder for thickener. Did wonders. So the tiniest little oxygen absorber. All right. It's interesting looking. Got full carrots in there. Smells a little fishy, but not bad. It kind of smells like a crab cake, or like a, well, not quite a crab cake. It's definitely it smells of clam, but it like a clam cake. Like it almost has like a bready thing to it. So this is soup. I have no fear of repercussion of overpour. Although, depending on where you're at, you might want a very thick chowder, or you might want a very thin chowder. To me, I don't really care. It's even clumping like bread. Look at this. Very interesting. Needs a lot more water. Lots and lots. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know. Do I prefer thick chowder over thin chowder? I guess I kind of do. Yeah, I guess I kind of do. I kind of like, you know, thick boy chowder. But dang, there's a lot of stuff down here in the bottom that I'm not hitting. This is definitely gonna be a thick chowder. Add more water. I'm just eyeballing as I normally do. Sometimes that gets you in trouble, but once you do, you know, a couple 100 rations, you'll be okay. That's probably going to be really good just to let it set up. It's not, it's still pretty thick, but I think it'll do. So we're going to let this sit for the requisite 20 minutes, and then we will kind of see how it is. I'll check it about halfway through, and then, you know, see if it needs a little bit more water, but definitely a little bit more of a brownish color than your sort of white which a lot of chowders are, unless you're, I always get this wrong. Is it well, you know what, I'll look that up. New England clam chowder is pretty synonymous because that's what most people, at least in our area, are familiar with. I have had the, what is it? Is it Manhattan chowder or... I don't know. Anyway, I'll look up chowders and see where this kind of falls in the range. But what do you mean you don't know all your chowders? Whatever. So I'm going to let this sit, and then we'll be right back and we'll taste it. All right, so have our salmon chowder. I think this should be okay to go. I did add more water. It definitely just is a thick chowder. Nice big old bowl of that. Does it have dill in it? I don't remember. Let me look at the package because it looks like dill. Yeah, dried dill. Okay, yeah, I can see that all over the place in there. Dill, kind of an interesting choice for chowder. No? Ah, well. So let's go ahead and dig in. Definitely a lot different. Kind of looking to what I'm typically used to. It's on my hand. It's very interesting. Find one of those giant carrots. Yeah, there we go. Giant carrot. It's very aromatic. There's a lot of dill. Celery permeates through there quite a bit. Carrot actually wasn't very interesting. Very chewy. So this, I mean, the celery almost just tastes like raw celery, like it wasn't cooked prior. I don't know. I don't know. I think everything else just kind of takes away from the clams. Let's look up, because it's obviously not New England. I'm trying to remember what Manhattan is. Yeah, I don't really think it's Manhattan clam chowder either. Because, oh, that's right. Oh, okay. It uses tomato paste. Got it. Got it. There's a couple of other ones, but like, those are the two, I think the two big boys that batted out are Manhattan and New England. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. It's interesting. I'm dripping everywhere too. Okay, so a couple of tips. First of all, I don't know if that celery was cooked beforehand, if it was just added in raw. It needed to be cooked. If it wasn't, it's just even those carrots, I feel like they went in raw too. It gives you a lot of crunch, but the carrot's fine. I don't really care about that. But the celery, I don't really want to sit here and crunch on celery with clam chowder. Second, cut down on the dill. Like it's in my opinion, is a little too much dill. And dill's kind of a foreign concept to me in clam chowder. I could be wrong on that, but I don't know that I've ever had dill in clam chowder. It's salty enough. You get that kick from the white pepper, which can definitely be overpowering, but it's not. So there's a little bit of spice here. But I just feel like the clams are lost. There's tons of little clam particulates. But there's like, you lose the taste of the clam. A little bit. And it said there was potatoes on this, right? Reading potatoes. It says potatoes. I don't see where there are any potatoes or any flavor of potato. I mainly get like a lot of clam particulates that kind of taste of nothing, carrots, celery, and white pepper, and like a really front end hit of dill. That's kind of what I get here. And also, maybe some of you, because God, we have viewers from all over the place. It's awesome. So maybe some of you can enlighten me as to kind of where this could fall topographically. But like, the interesting thing about New England clam chowder is that it's this creamy, almost kind of heavy soup, you know, stick to your ribs type of deal. But it's creamy, it's rich, clam chunks, potatoes, celery, carrots cooked down. It's great. Manhattan is a different thing. You know, you get that tomatoey, you get that acidity in there. And it's very good. It's a great chowder. I like them both equally. That's not true. I prefer New England better over Manhattan. But I like Manhattan. This I don't think falls, it's like something completely different. And while it's not bad, it just fails to hit the mark as a chowder. And I know that I've kind of been like, I've been saying clam, haven't I? I meant salmon. This is salmon chowder. That's a big whoops on my part. I'm gonna add some oyster crackers because I always loved them in chowder. I think I've probably been saying clam chowder the entire time, haven't I? It's a salmon chowder. But even then, salmon is going to have, it's going to have flavor. This just doesn't. It just doesn't impart that flavor. It's not bad, but it's could be better. Could be better. But I'll tell you, if you had to survive, you could survive on a lot worse. Because it definitely does taste pretty fresh. It's definitely a fresh tasting thing. Again, very aromatic, but you could just use something that it doesn't have. That's all. So anyway, Heather's Choice smoked sockeye salmon chowder. Apologize if I've been saying clam the entire time, because I'm pretty sure I have. What if I like overdubbed every time I said clam and just salmon? No, I'm too lazy for that. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't rip me apart for saying clam too often if that's what I was saying. Can't recall. But if you did enjoy yourself, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we will catch you on the next one. See ya.